almost lost my granddad. He's 93 years old. He almost passed away on us. He almost lost him on the toilet. Boy, what a way to go right there. Can you imagine dying on the toilet? I mean, what do you say to the relatives at the wake to make them feel better? I mean, we're real sorry here about Ed. But at least he died doing what he loved. You know, that's the thing. We heard he fought till the bitter end, and that's the thing. He wasn't a quitter, so he got it out. We're excited, and that's nice. And we're going to light a match tonight and remember him at midnight, and hopefully... I read a story one time. A fella got bit by a snake sitting on the toilet. He got interviewed and said, first thing I thought was I need to call animal control. That's the first thing he thought. If I got bit by something similar, first thing I'd think is, what the hell did I eat last night? Dadgum, my food's circling back on me here.
Your Morning Blitz begins now.
Happy National Kazoo Day, Kelly.
Hey! Oh, I used to love a kazoo as a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got bored of it, like, within seconds, but they're sort of fun.
It's the most annoying sound.
Yeah, it's annoying, but don't you love that as a kid?
Dude can play Rocky on that one, though.
Yeah. Anything you can hum, Thick, you can play on a kazoo.
I suppose so. Oh, my gosh. Well, happy Tuesday.
Yes, to you, too.
40 today. Degrees.
Okay.
What?
I have a beef with, number one, the weather. And my beef is, you're over freezing. So why are you not melting my snow? It's because of that dang wind, I can tell you that. It's still freezing outside. It feels like it did when it was 8 degrees. It is so cold when you're out there because of the wind.
Yeah.
It makes no difference.
But none of your snow melted?
Some of it did, but it's mostly... Now, here's where my beef comes in, all right? Quite sure I'm paying some levy money toward the Licking Park District. I'm sure it's being supported somehow by tax dollars, right? Maintain your parks.
Yeah.
All right. Who, may I ask, is in charge of clearing the pathway of the Licking County Bike Trail? I am begging you to please tell me why it is treacherous. I mean, miles and miles of bike path completely covered in snow and ice. That is, and I still use it. My dog and I still use it, but it is, I know you could just tell me to stay home and quit complaining. And I'm not really complaining. In all gentleness, I ask for future reference. Why is the Johnstown portion of that trail completely clear? It's gorgeous.
Oh, really? It is?
Gorgeous. I mean, chef's kiss on that clear job. It is complete pavement. It's beautiful. All right? Mm-hmm. You get past, only local people are going to know what I'm talking about. Go from the dog park to Concord, clear as it is just beautiful. Beyond Concord, all the way through Alexandria, it's absolute treachery to get through that.
Okay.
And I want to know why only a little piece of it is clear.
Okay, now that's...
And I'm not mad. I still use it. It is treacherous, but it does give me like maybe a little extra exercise because it's kind of tough going. But my dog loves it, and I'm really not like angry about it at all. I'm just curious as to why less than a mile is beautifully cleared. The rest of the path that I've used through Alexandria is almost, well, it's impassable for bikes, number one, which it's sort of set aside for. But it's almost impassable for walkers as well. It's kind of weird.
When you first asked, my first thought was, well, it's winter. Maybe they just don't do that. But then when you talked about the area that is clear, So my question would be, why is that area cleared? I mean, is
Johnstown responsible for that, and they go in and just do a killer job, and then the county's responsible for the rest? Now, I don't know what it's like in Granville, and maybe they clear their area of the path. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. They seem they're sort of bougie there. I feel like they would clear it, but maybe they don't. I don't know. It's just an interesting thing I've been pondering over the past couple weeks.
I'm definitely going to call this first world problem.
Are you? Yeah. Is that a way to crap on me for asking about it?
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, it's a problem for me.
It's just funny to talk about.
Okay.
All
right. What would you like to talk about? World hunger?
Well, no, I like the conversation. I want to know why just one section is clear.
Yeah, and do other paths like the Olentangy Trail, are people running on that right now? Because tons of people use this Licking County Trail to run. And I saw a couple older men out there running yesterday, and they're like, oof, yeah, that's not easy.
All right, Kyle says the Johnstown portion is taken care of by Johnstown. The outskirts aren't taken care of by anyone.
By anybody, I'll say. Okay, Kyle says Johnstown has more money than the outlying townships and villages. So maybe the Granville area, I'm sure that must be clear, because I think they have more money than Johnstown. So, yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. Maybe it's not interesting to anybody but me.
Oh, I'm sure somebody wondered. Are people out there biking?
Yes.
In this weather?
There was some guy early on when it first kind of dumped some snow on us. There's a guy out there on the Licking County Bike Trail with these tires on his bike that must be 4 or 5 inches wide.
Oh, he's got those, yeah.
I've never seen him before.
Oh, really?
Never. It was the coolest thing, and he was out there biking.
Yeah, but those are for major mountain biking.
Yeah, he's the only person I've ever seen out there riding in this. It is pretty treacherous now, so I don't know if it's possible, but it's interesting.
All right, incarceration tickets coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. Hopefully you were listening to Ronnie Hunter at 420 yesterday, and you know the incarceration song of the day that you need to be listening for. When you hear that, call in, 1-800-821-9970. More tickets to the Lonely Ones and the National Fishing Expo over at the Ohio Expo Center. All that coming up right now. Morning Blitz Trivia, $25 to waterbeds and stuff. Just be the first one to text in the correct answer at 99700. All right, a study on band T-shirts, Kelly, found that this band has the highest resale value. What band's concert shirts have the highest resale value? All right, so you might have some old shirt, like you got that Def Leppard shirt. I wonder what that thing might go for. It was like the Pyromania tour shirt.
No, but I bought it at Buckle.
Okay. Oh, I see.
I didn't buy it at a concert.
Shirt.
No, I bought it at, I needed something and I thought it looked cool, so I bought it from Buckle.
It does. But, what
Name
band?
4 songs.
What band? What concert T-shirt of what band has the highest average resale value? Be the first to tell us at 99700. We'll give you the gift card. Morning Blitz, Foo Fighters there at 624, Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick. And our Morning Blitz trivia question, a study on bands' T-shirts, their concert T-shirts, found that what band has the highest average resale value? You got a guess, Kelly?
Led Zeppelin?
No.
Okay.
No, they weren't even in the top 10.
No kidding.
Yeah. Nirvana.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Nirvana.
Does that include Nirvana shirts bought at Hot Topic?
It just says band T-shirts.
Okay.
And it says, if you got one of those faded band T-shirts sitting on your dresser, it might actually have some cash value. It was a new study. Took a look at these music tees. And it says that are sold on marketplace sites between December 2023 and September 2024. So it doesn't have to be at a concert.
Okay.
But Nirvana's average resale value, $279.
Is that right?
Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I think people with an eye for, I don't know, retro.
Yeah.
They know what they're looking for.
Yeah. Chili Peppers were second, $241. And then Earth, Wind, and Fire at number 3. Do
you remember?
$235.
Wow.
And you look at the order and the bands, and there's no rhyme or reason, really. Outkast is number 4. At
Okay.
$225, and then Guns N' Roses.
I feel like I could get a Guns N' Roses T-shirt at Kohl's.
Yeah, maybe.
But probably not the cool, old school, I saw them in the early 90s T-shirt, Yeah,
because their resale value is $188. At $186 in 6th place is Green Day. And then Paul McCartney. So, again, it's all over the place.
I wish I still had that Megadeth t-shirt that I bought outside the Newport from some janky seller for like $10 or something. Bootleg. The thing, when I washed it, it was like way longer on one side than it was the other.
Always like that.
Oh, I wish I still had that. I'd sell that to you for, I don't know, $100.
It's funny. So Paul McCartney at number 7, $180.
Ooh.
And this is how bizarre this list is. $180 for Paul McCartney at 7. At 8, $179 for Kanye West.
Ah, okay.
I mean, Paul McCartney and Kanye West, $1 apart.
I feel like you should use this list and go to the thrift stores and start finding.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
The t-shirts.
That's a good idea. The rest of the top 10 at number 9 is Pearl Jam at $171. And number 10, Triple X Tentacion, $163, the rapper.
Huh.
So, now, the highest single-valued shirt is a Grateful Dead shirt from 1994 that has a large Black Panther on the front. And that shirt goes for up to $2,750. All right. Nirvana has the second one. It's a long sleeve from their In Utero tour, and that one will get you $2,000. And then I think is it Bjork? Is that how you say her name?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's got a post-tour shirt that goes for $1,895. $1,895.
Nice.
So there is money in reselling band shirts.
I guess so.
I'm gonna have to. I saw this at Loudwire, and they have like more over there. If you if you've got a bunch of shirts, maybe you're thinking about making some money off them. But yeah, I like your idea, going to the thrift store.
Yeah,
you might find some values over there.
A bit of a side hustle.
Yeah, there are people who do that a lot.
Yes.
All right, Kyla Diley from Millersport was the first one to text in the correct answer, so she scores the $25 to go ahead to waterbeds and stuff.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
Oh, of course we do. Of course we do. Kelly, Groundhog Day is Sunday.
Yes.
And, PETA has never been a fan.
Yeah.
They don't like them using the groundhog and exploiting Phil over there in Punxsutawney.
Or Buckeye Chuck.
Yeah, I guess there's and I remember reading about it last year in Babylon, New York. They have a guy now dressed up as a groundhog.
Okay, I love that though.
Really?
I think that these groundhogs that they use for Groundhog Day are really well taken care of. I don't have any fear over them being abused, but I do love an idea of someone dressed up in a groundhog suit. That's funnier. It'll cast a bigger shadow.
Jeez. So PETA wants them to use a cake. They want them to use it's kind of like a gender reveal cake would be, only it's for the weather. And they said if the inside of the cake is blue, there is 6 more weeks of winter. If it's pink, there will be an early spring.
Isn't it inhumane to use eggs in our cake, PETA? I guess you could do like an egg substitute. All right, settle down over there.
This has zero chance of happening.
Listen, there are some really serious things that I do believe PETA could be involved in.
Right.
100%. I don't hate PETA at all, but this is like,
I feel like
wasting my time.
I feel like they do stuff just to get attention, to help funding and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, this is never going to happen. They're in Gobbler's Knob, and it says show Phil a slice of decency, and I'm like, Phil is living high on the hog. Phil is one of the most well taken care of animals in this country.
Right.
I mean, I bet Phil has a chandelier.
If you want to do something, petition to make more towns named Gobbler's Knob. Because that is amazing. I love it.
Right?
Yeah, it's great.
But, yes.
Right.
I always thought that the Groundhog Day was silly. I mean, it's like 6 more weeks of winter, and it just conveniently happens that Groundhog Day is right at the halfway point of winter when there's 6 weeks left. It's like...
It's a farce.
It is. But it's fun. And Phil is very well... I'm guaranteeing you he has a chandelier.
I bet he's getting under the chin scratches right now.
Yeah. Probably getting his nails done.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Getting ready for the big day.
All right, I've got something. An elementary school principal in Florida has been arrested, accused of throwing a huge boozy house party for over 100 underage kids. So this happened on January 19th. Cocoa Beach police responded to reports of a huge, out-of-control house party. And what did they find? Well, they found over 100 kids, all in matching T-shirts, so I guess it was a theme. Many of whom were drinking alcohol, which was available in coolers at the home. The homeowner was identified as Elizabeth Hill Brodigan, the principal of nearby Roosevelt Elementary School.
No way.
One juvenile was experiencing an alcohol-related medical event on the front lawn and had to be treated by medics.
Jeez.
Picture Sonic Temple, but with little kids. Another juvenile was pulled over near the residence driving drunk.
Okay.
Then they found another wasted female. Identified as a teacher at the elementary school. What is happening?
Wait, the kids weren't elementary kids?
They didn't say. They just said juveniles.
Okay.
So they didn't say if they were elementary school students or what. I don't know if maybe the principal has a teenage kid and was helping the teenage kid throw a big party. Who knows? The principal was arrested, though, and charged with child neglect, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, and holding an open house party. The school has made no comment. I can't imagine she keeps her job after this. I can't imagine it. But, yeah, that's what I've got.
But she was voted Teacher of the Year by the kids.
Principal of the Year,
by
yeah.
the kids.
Yeah.
You said imagine Sonic Temple with kids?
Yes.
Oh, I was imagining Grove City with my friends and no principal.
Oh, and passed out on the grass, passed out on the lawn. Yeah.
You got to have a rager once in a while.
I
but
guess,
I didn't
I
expect the
guess.
principal to be there. Oh my gosh. I don't know what it is. There was a cheerleading coach in Quincy, Massachusetts, that was giving drugs to students.
Okay.
It was a coach at Quincy High School. Gave them alcohol and marijuana. Shared inappropriate images online with them. I'm like, what are you thinking?
Well, I do think that progresses somewhere, and it's not anywhere good.
I know, but I mean, like, you have to know.
You know, the thing is that you're so obsessed and your brain is so, I guess, imprisoned by your need to be satisfied in some way that you will compromise anything to get it. Because that's why you can't understand why people get busted with all kinds of weird images on there. It's because they are, by their own actions, imprisoned and have one goal in mind, and everything else goes by the wayside because they must be satisfied. It's really, really...
that makes sense.
It's wild. You go down a dark path, man, and it just takes more and more to satisfy you. You got to be real careful.
Okay.
Stay away, people.
Have you been down a dark path?
I haven't. not with images or anything like that. I'm not a consumer of stuff like that. But I'm sure I've been down a dark path in other ways.
Right. See, they're on the Morning Blitz, 6:51. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick. Short time away from giving away some incarceration tickets. Again, hopefully you listened to Ronnie Hunter at 4:20 yesterday afternoon and got the incarceration song of the day. When you hear it in the 7 o'clock hour, just be caller number 9. And if you didn't, you need to make sure you do that every day this week, because we're giving them away every single day. We've also got Lonely Ones tickets and National Fishing Expo tickets to give away in the 8 o'clock hour. All right, so astronomers thought they had discovered a new asteroid, Kelly.
Okay.
And it's like, man, is it, what's it going to do? Where's it going? What's the deal? It was originally logged as an asteroid, but the entry was deleted the next day because they learned that it was actually a Tesla Roadster that Elon Musk launched into space in 2018.
What?
Did you know I didn't know he did this. I didn't know you could do this. He launched a Tesla Roadster into space back in 2018.
So things just orbiting around?
Yeah. Was expected to orbit the sun and head back toward Earth, but it seems to have made it to the asteroid belt.
Who's in charge of space who allowed this?
I don't know. We have the
Space
Force, but I don't know if that means we rule space. I know that there's a race to get a flag on Mars. And I'm like, well, what if there is life on Mars? They're not going to let us claim that.
Hey, first one there gets the flag planted.
I know, but if there's already life there and we don't know it, it's theirs, isn't it?
Do you think we care about that?
Well, that's when. Well, they might. What if they get mad and they got stuff we don't know about?
Well,
you know,
that's when all the full fury of the United States Space Force comes into action.
Well, do we use the full force of the U.S. or the full force of the planet? Do we have to then, unite with everybody to fight Mars?
You're thinking way more about this than I ever had. I would like to see our flag planted there, but in a respectful way to any Martians who live there. Which is like, hey, can we plant our flag here since we visited? Like, nobody else has gotten here, so would you care if we just marked it with this flag? I mean, they can do whatever with it when we leave. We can leave, and then they can use it for target practice.
Imagine we get to Mars and there are just regular people there and they're looking at us like, look, idiots, our ancestors came here 500,000 years ago. Yeah. We knew what was happening to Earth and you idiots were going to ruin it. So, we've been living inside Mars. We've been doing anal probes on you people for centuries.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Increased police presence at Hilliard Darby High School today after 5 students got into a huge fight in a classroom yesterday morning and are now facing charges. Hilliard police called to the scene at about 8 a.m. and when it was all said and done, 4 of the students were charged with inciting a riot and a 5th was charged with disorderly conduct. It's not clear what led up to the fight, but the principal did send a letter to parents informing them of what happened and then asked the families to please discourage the spread of rumors. So I don't know if there was some big rumor that spread that caused a fight or what, but there you go. A tuberculosis outbreak in the Kansas City area is now the largest documented outbreak in U.S. history. There are currently nearly 70 people being treated for TB on the Kansas side of Kansas City. Nearly 80 latent cases have also been confirmed, which you're infected with TB, but you don't have an active case. It is the largest outbreak since the state first started monitoring and reporting in 1950. TB typically affects the lungs, and the bacteria spread through the air from person to person when someone with an active case coughs, speaks, or sings. China-based AI app DeepSeek right now is number 1 in the App Store charts. Number 1 download. Has made its presence very widely known by triggering a sharp drop in share prices for some tech giants. Shares of NVIDIA, the top AI chip maker, lost nearly $590 billion in market value. The tech-heavy NASDAQ plummeted 3.5%. The DeepSeek chatbot, known as R1, responds to user questions just like its U.S.-based counterparts like ChatGPT. Early testing, though, suggests that its quality is far better than other AI products. And the company says it costs much less and it uses far fewer specialized chips than do its competitors. Experts say this product could upend the AI industry, but there are concerns because it's a China app.
Yep.
They may be getting the TikTok treatment in the United States. Just FYI. But apparently DeepSeek says one of its latest models cost just $5.6 million to train, while OpenAI's GPT-4 model costs more than $100 million to train.
Oh, really?
So I guess it's cheaper to run and it is better. So it's interesting, and it is causing quite a wave in the tech industry.
I just wonder how many apps there are out there that people are using that don't know it comes from China. We don't know, and they're spying on us through. There's probably so many of them.
Yeah,
if that's happening.
I'm assuming, not to be cavalier, because I'm sure some really bad things can happen with your data and all that stuff. I know,
sure, yeah.
I know it can.
Yeah.
However, I'm assuming all my data is out there.
Yeah.
You ought to see the list on my iPhone. They tell you which passwords are compromised. I'm sure they do on your phone too. But there's a little area that says you need to change these passwords. It's a mile long. And stuff they're old stuff I don't use anymore. And I'm like, I don't even know how to get on that anymore. But all my stuff is compromised. All my passwords are compromised. And I've been informed of such by my iPhone. So I do change the important ones, like any banking information, any like Google and things like that, if a big one is compromised. Other than that, there was this old social media called LOELLO.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like out of the UK or something. I was on that like 18 years ago or something. And they're like, your LO password is compromised. I'm like, what? What is that again? I forget. But anyway, I'm assuming China has all my information.
Right.
I guess is what I meant to say. And
I don't know if there's a difference between them spying on stuff or having our information. When they say China's spying on us, what does that mean? Exactly.
Right.
What exactly does that mean? Are they just trying to figure out how to target us with ads? Do they want to know where I live? What is it? What are they doing with that information?
That's what they're afraid of with TikTok, is that they'll be the algorithm will be such that the People's Republic of China can start, I guess, battering the crap out of us with their, what do you call it when they're trying to promote themselves?
Propaganda?
Propaganda. Thank you.
Okay.
With their propaganda and all that. And then we're going to fall for it and join something called Red Book. So I don't know, man. That's a good question. What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. That's China's spying on us. You should be afraid. I'm like, well,
right.
Can you give me some details?
Yeah.
Can you explain this?
Right.
I would love to know.
Yeah.
Instead of getting us all worked up.
Chris says it's not an app, it's open source software, but they do use an app, right? I have a ChatGPT app, and I know that's open source, but I have an app for my phone.
Sure.
I guess is what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of businesses out there that have an app that goes with it that you don't necessarily need to use the business.
Right.
I don't know, if that AI service, if you can go on a desktop and do it, I don't know.
Like you can ChatGPT.
Right.
Sure,
you can do it. You can use ChatGPT without the app, but there is an app.
All right.
Everything has an app now. Everything.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Those are your three things.
Yeah, we got a text says it's all fear mongering, and that doesn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, and then we'll wake up one morning digging ditches in China. Is that what's going to happen? Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Worst case scenario it for me. If all my stuff's stolen by China, what happens?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I want to know,
They do have people in concentration camps up in China.
Yeah.
The Uyghurs.
Yeah.
So they're in bad shape. So I know things can go seriously south. I want you to worst case scenario it for us.
Yes, please do that.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Increased police presence at Hilliard Darby High School today after 5 students got into a huge fight in a classroom yesterday morning and are now facing charges. Hilliard police called to the scene at about 8 a.m. and when it was all said and done, 4 of the students were charged with inciting a riot and a 5th was charged with disorderly conduct. It's not clear what led up to the fight, but the principal did send a letter to parents informing them of what happened and then asked the families to please discourage the spread of rumors. So I don't know if there was some big rumor that spread that caused a fight or what, but there you go. A tuberculosis outbreak in the Kansas City area is now the largest documented outbreak in U.S. history. There are currently nearly 70 people being treated for TB on the Kansas side of Kansas City. Nearly 80 latent cases have also been confirmed, which you're infected with TB, but you don't have an active case. It is the largest outbreak since the state first started monitoring and reporting in 1950. TB typically affects the lungs, and the bacteria spread through the air from person to person when someone with an active case coughs, speaks, or sings. China-based AI app DeepSeek right now is number 1 in the App Store charts. Number 1 download. Has made its presence very widely known by triggering a sharp drop in share prices for some tech giants. Shares of NVIDIA, the top AI chip maker, lost nearly $590 billion in market value. The tech-heavy NASDAQ plummeted 3.5%. The DeepSeek chatbot, known as R1, responds to user questions just like its US-based counterparts like ChatGPT. Early testing, though, suggests that its quality is far better than other AI products. And the company says it costs much less and it uses far fewer specialized chips than do its competitors. Experts say this product could upend the AI industry, but there are concerns because it's a China app.
Yep.
They may be getting the TikTok treatment in the United States. Just FYI. But Apparently, DeepSeek says one of its latest models cost just $5.6 million to train, while OpenAI's GPT-4 model costs more than $100 million to train.
Oh, really?
So yeah. I guess it's cheaper to run, and it is better. So it's interesting, and it is causing quite a wave in the tech industry.
I just wonder how many apps there are out there that people are using that don't know it comes from China. We don't know, and they're spying on us there's probably so many of them.
Yeah,
if that's happening.
I'm assuming, not to be cavalier, because I'm sure some really bad things can happen with your data and all that stuff. I know,
sure, yeah.
I know it can.
Yeah.
However, I'm assuming all my data is out there.
Yeah.
You ought to see the list on my iPhone. They tell you which passwords are compromised. I'm sure they do on your phone too. But there's a little area that says you need to change these passwords. It's a mile long. And stuff they're old stuff. I don't use anymore. And I'm like, I don't even know how to get on that anymore. But all my stuff is compromised. All my passwords are compromised. And I've been informed of such by my iPhone. So I do change the important ones, like any banking information, any like Google and things like that, if a big one is compromised. Other than that, like there was this old social media called Ello, E-L-L-O. Mm-hmm. And I think it was like out of the UK or something. I was on that like, 18 years ago or something. And they're like, your Ello password is compromised. I'm like, what? What is that again? I forget. But anyway, I'm assuming China has all my information.
Right.
I guess is what I meant to say. And
I don't know if there's a difference between them spying on stuff or having our information. When they say China's spying on us, what does that mean? Exactly.
Right.
What exactly does that mean? Are they just trying to figure out how to target us with ads? Do they want to know where I live? What is it? What are they doing with that information?
That's what they're afraid of with TikTok, is that they'll be the algorithm will be such that the People's Republic of China can start, I guess, battering the crap out of us with their, what do you call it when they're trying to promote themselves?
Propaganda?
Thank you.
Okay.
With their propaganda and all that, and then we're going to fall for it and join something called Red Book. So I don't know, man. That's a good question. What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. That's China's spying on us. You should be afraid. I'm like, well,
right.
Can you give me some details?
Yeah.
Can you explain this?
Right.
I would love to know.
Yeah.
Instead of getting us all worked up.
Chris says it's not an app, it's open source software, but they do use an app, right? I have a ChatGPT app, and I know that's open source, but I have an app for my phone.
Sure.
I guess is what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of businesses out there that have an app that goes with it that you don't necessarily need to use the business.
Right.
I don't know, if that AI service, if you can go on a desktop and do it, I don't know.
Like you can ChatGPT.
Right.
Sure,
you can do it. You can use ChatGPT without the app, but there is an app.
All right.
Like everything has an app now. Everything.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Those are your three things.
Yeah, we got a text that says it's all fear mongering, and that doesn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, and then we'll wake up one morning digging ditches in China. Is that what's going to happen? Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Worst case scenario it for me. If all my stuff's stolen by China, what happens?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I want to know, They do
have people in concentration camps up in China.
Yeah.
The Uyghurs.
Yeah.
So they're in bad shape. So I know things can go seriously south. I want you to worst case scenario it for us.
Yes, please do that. Stone Sour on the Morning Blitz at 7:10. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick. Man, we got a lot of texts about China spying on us. Chris says, we only want American companies spying on us.
Right. It's like we're deliberately sending our own DNA to get checked by like 23andMe and Ancestry and all that. Like, here, take my DNA. We willingly hand that stuff over.
Yeah, Travis Hamler said they own most of the labs that our blood is sent to. And they have the largest collection of American DNA in the world. I didn't know that.
Is that true?
I don't know, but that's what Travis said.
Well, Travis would know.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what he said. Travis, what's your source? Mary said, I can't worry about China stealing my data. The city of Columbus shares enough of it already.
Right. Yeah, our own people are sharing our data.
We got a text that says, learn Mandarin now, Kelly.
Yes.
Popcorn Pam says, if anybody wants to be me, have at it. And this is my favorite. Doug said, they can have my data as long as I can continue to have sesame chicken.
Okay.
So, yes.
All right.
Yeah, I will say General So's, and I'm feel the same way, Doug. So, all right. So, Cincinnati just got Skyline chili flavored ice cream, Kelly.
Okay.
And they are selling it at Grater's. The Grater's is, it's a collab with Skyline and Grater's. And Kirsch, who does 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. here on the Blitz every day, he got a pint yesterday because he wanted to try it, and he left us some to try. Ooh. So we are going to try. I don't know about this, but we are going to try this new Grater's Skyline chili flavored ice cream coming up next. Molly Crew on the Morning Blitz, 724. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, and my rebooting computer. Damn this thing.
Oh, no.
It just disconnects itself from the internet somehow. I don't know why. I can't. I've tried everything to fix it without having to reboot it, and
it's
it never
probably
works.
because we're crap-talking China, our
that's
overlord.
Yes, yeah, like, here, take this. Pow! It just dumps me off. Mm-hmm. So I have to reboot the thing. All right, well, fortunately, I don't need the computer for this, because this is just ice cream. So Grater's, everybody familiar with Ohio-based Grater's ice cream. They just released their newest flavor. They did a collaboration with Skyline, and this is Skyline flavored ice cream. Now, do you like Skyline chili?
Yes. I don't love it.
Yeah.
But I like it.
I mean, we do like it. I will go and buy the actual cans so we can make it at home.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a lot cheaper that way, too.
Yeah. I'll have it, I'd say maybe once a year I'm into having Skyline. And I don't hate it. It's a decent meal. But
we probably eat it once a month.
I don't really love the cinnamon flavor in the Skyline chili. That bothers me some, but I can eat it in small doses.
But it might be good in ice cream.
Might be great in ice cream. I love cinnamon ice cream, so...
Yeah, and Cincinnati started the whole chili on spaghetti thing.
Yes.
And Skyline.
The 3-way, the 4-way, the 5-way.
Yeah. Yeah, and their chili doesn't start, you can get beans with it, but the chili itself doesn't come with beans in it. So this is it. And you know what it says? With oyster crackers.
Oh, there's oyster crackers. Okay, I gotcha.
Like, do they break? I assume, yeah. I'm looking at it.
You know how you get like a cheesecake ice cream and they have sort of the graham cracker crust, little bits of it in there?
Yeah, it says Skyline Spice with oyster crackers.
Can I ask, who is eaten out of this container first before we dig into it? There's not much left, so I know that some various spoons have already been in there.
Well, Kirsch said they didn't eat it directly out of it. So, I don't know.
Okay, I gotcha. We're not double dipping on a spoon.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
And I got us 2 spoons. I got us each our own spoon.
Okay.
So, are you okay with it?
100%.
Right.
I'm ready to try it. I can't wait. I'm a little nervous, actually. Are you?
I'm nervous? I don't think I'm nervous.
Oh, yeah, there's not much left in here.
Okay, is this on? You hear me?
I hear you.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Now you get a little spoonful, I'll get a little spoonful. It looks good. It does look like cinnamon ice cream.
It does.
Yeah.
It's a little, like a light tan, a beige. It's a beige color.
All right.
It's got I can smell that,
yeah.
Not just the cinnamon, I can smell
Get up on the mic. I can't hear you that well.
I can smell Skyline.
Okay.
On that ice cream.
Okay, let's try it. That is vile. That's vile. It does. I can taste the cinnamon, which I like, but there is an undertone of something that I do not like. No.
I definitely. Like they're.
And it leaves something on your tongue.
My gosh, Kelly, that is an entire oyster cracker. The whole thing. Look at that.
Do you feel that something's left on your tongue? There's some kind of coating. Oh yeah, no, repulsive. No, thank you.
She said.
No, thank you. No, and it does taste like Skyline chili.
Yeah, I'm never going to eat a whole bowl of this.
I'm not eating another bite of
it. Bite of this.
No, do not like it. Hard pass. I love the effort, Great job, Graders and Skyline. Nice effort, but that is repugnant.
I don't feel as strongly about it as you do. I don't think it's terrible.
Ugh, it's got something. I've got a film in my mouth now, and I have to live with. Oh, gosh. Oh, wait a minute. He's eating another bite.
Well, there was an entire oyster cracker.
Okay. Yeah?
I wanted to see if it made any difference.
Did it?
No, they should have completely left the oyster crackers out.
Okay.
Now it's vile.
Now, Kirsch led us astray because he said it was good.
Yeah, he's like, not bad, man. It's really not bad.
You know what? Take it from me, folks. Do not trust Kirsch. He will lead you astray when it comes to ice cream.
Yeah, you guys got to give him crap today. Anybody else tried this?
Gosh, you should have warned me to bring a toothbrush. Ugh. I do. They're just entirely coated my mouth.
Has anybody else tried this? I'm just curious.
Now my mouth seems really dry. What's going on there? It tastes like a science experiment. Ugh.
Josh Reeves said, I just looked it up. It's interesting. Skyline was founded by a Greek immigrant. I don't know. What does that mean? Because it's not...
Maybe because it has cinnamon in it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that Greek in origin? Could be. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Bart said, who makes the best ice cream? That would
Graders.
be Homemade Brand.
Graders makes the best ice cream, in my opinion. Graders makes the best ice cream, but I have to go for either the Black Raspberry Chip or the Buckeye Blitz. I love those two flavors so much, and they're just so... I love a Homemade Brand, but it's not the quality. It doesn't have the...
The cookies and cream is not the quality?
No.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about there is a marked difference in the quality of a Homemade Brand ice cream and a Graders. They're made differently.
Gosh.
Graders is made with pure cream. And Homemade Brand may have some cream in it, but it's a lower quality. I promise you that.
So?
I'm not saying that you should like Graders better, but I'm saying Homemade Brand. That's why it's cheaper.
It's not that cheap anymore.
Well, I'd encourage you to...
I think Graders is overpriced, though.
Compare a price of a Graders pint with a Homemade Brand pint.
I think Graders is overpriced.
I don't think so. I think it's better quality.
You know.
Now, that we could argue about all day,
Yes.
but I do love... You're right. Cookies and cream Homemade Brand. It is delicious.
I mean, they use like really big Oreo chunks, man.
Yeah.
Like you can actually see Oreo on the cookie.
Okay, here's what you could do is buy a Graders vanilla and just put your own Oreos in there. You can have them as big as you want, baby.
No, because that flavor, that Oreo flavor is all through that ice cream.
Okay.
You know? I mean, it is the greatest cookies and cream flavor. I mean, I've been eating it since I was in high school.
Yeah.
And you can find it at UDF and Kroger.
I do hear the passion in your voice, and I love it because I'm a great fan of Graders Buckeye Blitz, and I will have the same amount of passion in my voice for that. It's so good.
Heather does the peanut butter cookies and cream.
Oh, does she?
She loves that.
I don't know if I've ever had that.
Yeah.
Okay.
She prefers that over the regular.
And you guys eat that for dinner on Saturdays, right?
Every Saturday
Every
night.
Saturday, that's your dinner. I
Saturday
love
night,
that
man. Gotta have
tradition.
it.
It's so good.
We will not be switching to Skyline flavored ice cream, though. Sorry, guys. The Morning Blitz, 7:40 in this moment. Sick Like Me. That was the song Ronnie Hunter announced at 4:20 yesterday. So that was your cue to call in this morning. And Miguel Almaraz from Groveport was caller number 9. Scored weekend passes to Incarceration, Falling in Reverse, Slipknot, Five Finger Death Punch, Beartooth, Parkway Drive, Marilyn Manson, Lamb of God, 3 Days Grace. Like about half of those bands at Sonic Temple, Kelly. I wish. Yeah, I'm going to have to go up. I got to go up and see Manson. Got to do it.
Yeah.
So we'll do it again tomorrow. So make sure you're listening to Ronnie this afternoon, 4:20. She will tell you the Incarceration song of the day. And then when we play it back in the 7 o'clock hour tomorrow, if you're caller 9, you get the weekend passes and the registration for the VIP upgrade. I always feel like buying that 1 year for Sonic just to see what it's like, the VIP tickets. They're about, I want to say they're like $100 more per ticket. But I'm always curious, what am I missing out on? That's what I want to know. I mean, we get pretty good treatment over there, but I know there's some more to it when you get the VIP.
I feel like there's some kind of, it's like a secret club, and you're all getting something that we're not getting. What is
I
it?
know there's some of you guys have done the VIP over there. Is it worth it? You know, I'm just curious. I don't know.
Is there
it's like you got a private area, private bar. You got access to the VIP restrooms, which is a big deal. But we do have access to restrooms.
Do you get massage? Like between bands, you're kind of getting tight because you're like really headbanging. You kind of get massage in between.
That would be a nice benefit.
Heck yes, it would.
I just got out of the mosh pit, man. Just loosen me up for the next band.
Yes, get me ready. Do like a cold plunge.
Right. That's a great idea. Maybe you should start a service over there.
I am not massaging sweaty people, but somebody would for the right amount of money.
Hey, you just wear rubber gloves.
Ew, I don't want to. Do you want to get a massage with somebody wearing rubber gloves? I guess maybe some people would.
If they're all oiled up. I don't know. This is getting weird now.
It is. Now you've turned the VIP experience weird.
All right, let me tell you about this kid in China. He's 10 years old, and his dad was riding him hard about doing his homework. I mean, he was going to, in issuing punishment because he wasn't getting his homework done, I guess, quick enough. And so, what did this boy do? All right, Dad, you expect me to be perfect? I'm going to snitch on you. He snitched on his dad. He was frustrated by his dad, so he called the China Police Department and told them that his father was hiding poppy pods.
So was that life imprisonment?
I don't know what the punishment is, but the police showed up and discovered 8 pods on the family's balcony.
No kidding.
So the kid wasn't lying. And the dad said the poppy plant was being kept for medicinal purposes.
Oh my gosh.
And his case has been given to the anti-narcotics unit. So I don't know what's going to happen to him. Kid might really end up regretting this. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it is, if his dad ends up doing serious time in prison for this in China. I have no idea what the laws are on. I didn't even know there were. You could have is he growing? Is that something you're growing? He's growing poppy pods. I'm guessing there are 8 of them on the balcony.
All right,
I'm
for
guessing.
heroin.
Is that what he's doing? I don't know. But if he ends up going to prison, this kid could be, could really mess with this kid's future and his life. Lose his dad.
All because you didn't want to do a little.
I know. But my question was this. Has your kid ever called the police on you before? Or maybe when you were a kid, you called the police on your parent. That's what I'm looking for. I just wonder if anybody ever, has your kid ever called the cops on you? And maybe you didn't really do anything. Maybe they were just, trying to get back at you for something or rebelling against you, and that was their thought to, try and
My
do
nephew,
that.
when he was little, pulled the fire alarm at church. And he got a talking to, I'll tell you that, by some firefighters.
Oh, you can't get it. You gotta do it and not get caught.
Well, yeah. When you're that age, kids are always ratting you out.
Oh, yeah.
Because they got to say it wasn't them.
Kids can't
wasn't
keep
me,
their
it was
mouth
him.
shut. Kids cannot keep their mouth shut. Jane's Addiction on the Morning Blitz, 749. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick. We were talking about this kid in China. He's 10, and he was frustrated by his dad riding him about doing his homework. So he called the police on his dad, said he had poppy pods growing at the house, and the police came, and sure enough, there were 8 pods on the family's balcony. And his case has been given to the anti-narcotics unit there in China. So we asked the question, has your kid ever called the police on you? Or maybe you were a kid and called the police on your parents?
Courtney says, my mom worked at the Delaware County 911 dispatch center in the late 80s. And when I was 4, I wanted to call her at work. So I called 911. And, of course, they had to dispatch the police to come to my house.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Once you dial 911,
that's it, baby.
They're coming. No matter what you say on the phone, no matter what happens, they are going to show up just to make sure everything's okay. Now, Jay said one of his buddies grew poppies for the opium. Later on down in life, they found out that's what you make heroin out of, but they grow just like a normal flower. You probably see them all over the place. It's a big pinkish red, partly pink red flower.
Well, all I know is they made Dorothy and the Tin Man and the Lion and the Scarecrow fall asleep. A big poppy field.
Yep.
That's all I know.
Then it had was it the snow that made them wake back up? But then Tin Man was all rusty. Yeah. They had to oil him up.
Katie says, I threatened to call the cops on my mom, and she said, hey, I'll dial for you. She wasn't worried at all about it.
Oh, my gosh. Funny. Doug said, my mom called the cops on me when I was 17. I was rebelling and went to a friend's house that she didn't like. Sheriff's deputy picked me up, drove me home at 3 in the morning, and the whole way, whoop, there it was playing in the background. What? Sean said, we don't mess with the police in my family. Ha ha.
All right, this person texted in, I called the police at my grandma's on one of those old phones. You have to do one number at a time and spin it. I called the police for no reason. They showed up. I was like 7. I didn't know what I was doing.
It's called a rotary phone. Yeah. I love it. You have to do one number at a time and spin it. Yeah,
I know.
That's
a good description.
Man, you know, I hated those phones because if you made a mistake, you had to start all over again. Hang up, pick it back up, and start dialing again.
It was a real hassle back in the 70s. It was a
pain in the ass, those phones, but we didn't realize what a pain in the ass they were at the time. And then the push button, still the landline, the home phone that hung on your wall, they started coming in the push button form, and that was a lot better. But you still couldn't take it with you, like now. Mike said, I will disown my child for calling the police on me. Loyalty is everything.
Christina said, I accidentally called 911 at a card game night. My parents had friends over. They were smoking pot and drinking. Now I find it funny, but boy, did I get lit up. Their facial expressions as they were running around hiding everything before the police got there. Oh, boy.
Well, I guess, you know. We just got a bunch more texts just came in.
This person said, I made the mistake of letting my 5-year-old play with an old deactivated phone. Didn't take him long to find the emergency call button. Police were knocking at my door 10 minutes later for a 911 hang-up.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Let's see. Thena said, I was in elementary school. I did something at home to warrant my mom taking me to the corner. I didn't want to go, so I was trying to pull away. I ended up hitting my arm on the wall. Next day at school, I have a huge bruise. My teacher asked, what's that from? I told him it was my mom. CPS was called to my home. My mom was a social worker, so she knew how to explain it, so she luckily didn't get in trouble.
Oh, boy.
Man. Yeah, kids will do that now. I'll call protective services on you. I've heard kids say those words, Kelly.
Yeah.
I have absolutely heard that.
Well, according to Katie's mom, she'll do it for you.
All right. You had mentioned, I don't know what you said last time we were talking, just before we played the song and came back. Anyway, it reminded me of something I had just heard this morning. So I know you may not like it that much, Kelly, but I got a big kick out of it. Mac Glocky, he's one of the guys on YouTube, but he actually takes requests. People request him to do this all the time. They'll ask him to do a song in the version of another band. And you remember Shaggy, It Wasn't Me?
Yeah.
It Wasn't Me.
Yeah.
Somebody asked him to do it as Disturbed.
Creeping with the girl next door. Picture this, so we were both butt naked, banging on the bathroom floor. How could I have forgotten I hadn't given her an extra key? All this time she was standing there, she never took her eyes off me. How can you give your woman access to your villa? Trespassing no witness while you're banging through your villa. You better watch your back before she turns into a killer. Let's review the situation that you're caught up in. To be a true player, you have to know how to play. If you stay in line, you can win how to stay. Never really listen to a word when she say. And then she playing mad till the baby no way. But she caught me on the counter. Saw me being on the sofa. I even had her in the shower. She even got me on the camera, said that it was not me. It was not me.
That sounded pretty good.
That one wasn't bad at all. Not bad at all. Yeah, it's Mac Glocky. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got so many of those if you ever want to go over and check them out.
And now, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
Up in Ashtabula County, the Humane Society rescued hundreds of animals from a fur and urine farm. What in God's name is a fur and urine farm, you might ask? Well, it is where they raise animals for sale as exotic pets, for slaughter for their fur. And they hold these certain animals captive for urine farming, which is urine is used in hunting, trapping, dog training, and as a humane wild animal deterrent for gardeners.
Yeah.
So they keep these, and I guess they farm urine from these from these animals. I've literally never heard of such a thing. But these animals were found in horrifying conditions, and I will spare you the details because I cannot bear to read or hear about it either, so I won't voice that upon you. But the Humane Society did rescue foxes, raccoons, wolf-dog hybrids, skunks, possums, and coyotes that were living in horrifying conditions. Apparently it was already awful, but then the owner died in December, so there was no one to take the bare minimum care of these animals anymore. Well, in the U.S., believe it or not, there are no federal regulations related to the welfare, care, or slaughter of animals farmed for their fur. You're just allowed to do that willy-nilly, apparently? I don't know. It's all really disgusting, and if you would like more detail, I encourage you to look that up. It's pretty terrible.
Maybe PETA should stop focusing on something silly like Groundhog Day and look at something like this.
Get all over something like that. That is gross. I don't know what kind of a human being could have this type of business.
That's money. It's because money, and there's obviously a market for what they're doing.
It's gross.
So they wouldn't be doing it, I guess.
A newly released video allegedly shows the exact moment a power transmission line sparked the deadly Eaton fire. The video was filmed by a gas station security camera in Altadena during a January 7th windstorm. Lawyers claim that a burst of light that's visible in this footage is a power line from the Southern California Edison starting this fire. So that'll be interesting. Those mysterious drone sightings are returning in full force to the Northeast now that the FAA has lifted its 30-day flight ban. From New Jersey to Connecticut, plus New York, Vermont, and Massachusetts, those unexplained drone sightings are back, along with videos. There have been hundreds of new reports. New York Senator Chuck Schumer has confirmed the sighting, saying we are going to have to look into it. So there you go. Those are your three things.
Nirvana on the Morning Blitz, 8:07, Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, tickets to see the Lonely Ones, tickets to the National Fishing Expo. You can have your choice. You just need to listen this hour for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Danny, California. When you hear Danny, California, call us, 1-800-821-9970, and caller number 9, you can take your pick. You can go see the Lonely Ones Saturday night at the Newport, or you can have a 4-pack of tickets to the National Fishing Expo at the Ohio Expo Center, February 7th through the 9th. And again, Danny, California happens before 9 o'clock. Kelly, would you like a little update on Blake Lively?
Oh, would I ever?
I don't know if you heard about the chef from Gossip Girl and what he had to say.
No.
Oh, you didn't?
Oh, lay it on me.
Well, she's dealing with this stuff with, I should say Justin Baldoni's dealing with her. He was the director and co-star of her movie It Ends With Us, and I say her movie because she took it over. Well, now she's getting it from another former co-worker. That would be Chef Rosella Rago, who worked behind the scenes on Gossip Girl. Chef Rago says Blake was horrendous to work with, and now she's throwing Justin under the bus because she's used to being adored. He said, Chef Rago adds, that's a she, by the way. She said that Blake would burp and fart in the middle of the set and act like we were lucky to be smelling her farts.
Okay, that is gross.
She was so unpleasant to work with. I just don't know how else to say it. I'm going to attest that Blake Lively is horrendous. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. She was a Nepo baby, and when she was 19, the whole world was blowing smoke up her rear end.
Now, I don't know a lot about Blake Lively other than what I am seeing constantly in my TikTok feed now, because I really am into the lawsuit that's happening.
Right.
I never watched Gossip Girl. I never watched Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. I haven't seen anything that she's been in, but I am seeing clip after clip on TikTok of this It Ends With Us.
Yeah.
She has to be like a D-lister, right? In terms of an actress. I know she's married to an A-lister, but her acting ability is not there.
Oh, she's higher level model than actress, for sure.
She's not an actor. She's not good. I will say that from the clips I've seen. But of course, everybody's like really making fun of her, so maybe that's not fair. And maybe I should watch some Gossip Girl. I don't know. But
well, there's a lot of people who were good in shows when they were teenagers and who grew up to not be such great actors.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. But
I never saw it, so.
I will say, at least as of the info we have right now, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds seem like two of the most unpleasant human beings on planet Earth.
I mean, now, I do wonder about Ryan. He got all upset with Baldoni and came and showed up and went off on him. I believe is it possible Ryan just is believing what his wife is telling him? Or do you think he's as big a jerk as she is? I
think that he is could be a jerk. What he did in conjunction with his wife surrounding this movie was very jerky. Also, the agency that repped Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, Taylor Swift, and Justin Baldoni, they dropped Justin Baldoni as a client in December after Blake Lively filed that complaint.
Oh, okay.
So people are saying Ryan Reynolds is the heavyweight and Taylor Swift, and basically pressured WME to drop Justin Baldoni. That's a huge deal. This guy or this couple has an absolutely so far unfettered, flaming anger against this man.
Yeah.
I mean,
and undeservedly, it sounds like he's the one. He deserves to be angry at them.
Yeah. It sounds like, they're going scorched earth on this guy, but he seems to have every amount of evidence you need to dispute every claim they've made.
Right.
Now, Candace Owens, I won't go into the detail of explaining who Candace Owens is. If you know, you know, but she is into it now too. And she's basically saying, Ryan Reynolds is unhinged.
Yep.
He's jealous. He's jealous of a, I guess, a much better looking man than him. She's going off on them, but she thinks it's all fueled by Ryan Reynolds. And that Blake Lively, who is, undisputably a miserable human being herself on her own without Ryan Reynolds, is doubly bad with Ryan Reynolds.
But you told me, didn't their relationship start with an affair?
I guess. They met on a movie set. They're both like, we didn't start seeing each other till after we left our partners. Okay, whatever. Maybe they did. I don't know. But they're...
so Ryan knows it can happen.
Ryan knows that his wife likes to fall in love on set because she did it with her boyfriend from Gossip Girl and then did it with Ryan Reynolds. So... I don't know, man. And I know people are being like, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Me. I care.
Who said that? Did somebody text that in?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, hey, look, just own it. It's just interesting. When I read about a celebrity who thinks that that people deserve to smell their farts, I gotta, I want to, it's, oh, Blake.
Gross.
Thank you, Blake. Oh, bless her heart.
It's the Morning Blitz.
It's time for another edition of Normal or No.
8:23. Happy Tuesday. Don't know why, but I just thought I'd say it. It's Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick, and another edition of Normal or Nope. I got 3 things this morning, Kelly.
Okay.
And this first one, I can honestly say I have never, ever done this in my life. Not that I've been on that many plane flights. I could count on 2 hands for sure the number of times I've been on a plane, but I have never clapped when the plane landed. Is that normal or nope?
I don't think it's normal, no.
Does anybody do that? I thought I read just not too long ago that pilots hate that. When
now,
the people clap when it lands.
If we've been through the worst turbulence and I've been really... we're fighting for our life in that flight and it lands perfectly. You're definitely clapping for Sully, right? When Sully lands that plane in the Hudson, you clap for him.
Yes, you do.
But short of that, I feel like let's just keep our hands in our laps. But I would say if I was afraid at any point on a plane and everybody's sort of with me and there's a vibe of feeling like wow, we just made it through something wild. If somebody else started clapping, I might join in, but I'm not starting a clap for a pilot ever.
All right. What do you guys think about that? 199-700, you can text in. How about eating the crust off of a sandwich first? Like eating all the way around the sandwich.
Now, as much as I love the edges of brownies and things like that, I wouldn't eat the edges off my sandwich first.
Well, that's to get... Now, see, it's the opposite here for me on that. Mm-hmm. You're eating the edges of the brownies because you love them.
It's the only part I love.
Right.
Yeah.
I would eat the edge of the brownie first to get to the best part in the middle.
Oh, I see.
So with the sandwich,
you're ranking the best. Okay, and you want to eat the number one ranked part of it last.
So this is completely normal for me.
Oh.
I had a roast beef and pepper jack sandwich yesterday, and absolutely ate all the way around.
Oh, that's too funny.
Before I ate.
Will you take a picture of it after you eat around the end, just so I can see what it looks like with all your teeth marks around the whole sandwich?
I absolutely will do that.
Oh, that's
for you.
funny.
I can't be the only one who does that. It's a definite must with peanut butter and jelly. Have to eat that crust. Sometimes I'll cut my crust off of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone with that. I think a lot of people... I enjoy a crust, but I'll just eat it with the rest of the sandwich.
Carrie said, clapping on planes and clapping at the end of movies. Come on, people.
I don't mind a collective experience where we've all agreed at some point, vibe-wise, that we're going to show appreciation. I don't mind that. I feel like it's a nice shared community experience. Yeah. Like at the end of a movie or something like that. I don't mind people clapping at all. But as a matter of course, if you're on a plane and there's nothing that's gone wrong and it lands... I feel like that might be a little unnecessary.
Yeah, Ron said, I bet pilots don't like it. Makes them think you were scared to death and happy you made it through. So,
oh, that's true. Because I'm thinking if I was a pilot, I would appreciate a round of applause, like every flight. I'd come out for the applause.
Right.
I'd even take a bow. I mean, if I've learned how to fly a jet, then I think you should applaud me.
Yeah, okay, so here's a perfect example. Lori said one flight years ago, we bounced around in a major snowstorm that hit the Midwest for 4 hours. We clapped when we finally landed.
Right.
It was scary.
Exactly. Like you're all scared. You're all in it together. You're all holding hands and praying. I think maybe a round of applause is appropriate.
All right, and then finally here, putting sugar in your spaghetti sauce. Now, before you answer, I will tell you, I have mastered my grandmother's spaghetti recipe.
Yes.
It's fantastic, and I will put it up against almost anybody's. And her recipe calls for a tablespoon of sugar.
Yes. Now, the only reason I know this is because I regularly will make spaghetti sauce. I mean, maybe a couple times a month. Mm-hmm. All right, I'll make some spaghetti sauce. And from time to time, I use crushed tomatoes in the can.
Yeah.
They are really acidic.
Yes, exactly.
And I had to look up online, how do I balance out the acidic taste?
That's it.
And they said add sugar.
Yep.
So I don't do it all the time, but if it calls for it, I will.
Yep.
If it tastes really, really tart or unpleasant in any way, I'll throw a little bit of sugar in there.
So I use an army pot, and I took my grandmother's recipe and multiplied it times 4.
Okay.
And I make this gigantic pot and then freeze.
What is an army
containers.
pot?
It's just a giant. It's like a lobster
this?
pot.
Oh.
It's just like an army, like when you cook for a giant group of people.
Okay,
like
gotcha.
an army pot, I call it. You know.
I want an army pot.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally like that. I know you guys can't see me, but Kelly can. It's big.
It's you're like maybe a foot and a half.
Yeah, I can. It's what I use. It's what I would use for like crab legs as well, something like that. If I needed to cook a ton of pasta for like a big group, I would do that. And yeah, so
where are you storing that bad boy?
The pot?
Yeah.
Oh, down under in the...
you have room?
What's the round thing called?
Yeah, Lazy Susan.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a tall one, though.
Ah, gotcha.
And so then put it in and it goes to the back until I need it
Army
again.
pot.
It's just a big, giant pot, like a lobster pot.
Yeah,
you know.
I like that.
So, but yeah, and I've also seen people add cream to spaghetti sauce.
I wonder if that has
it might be the same effect.
Maybe it just makes it richer, a little more rich.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sounds like.
I've never added cream, so I'm not sure, but yeah, I've seen people do that as well. But yeah, so then we use we always save like butter tubs to put sauce. That's I'll put sauce in, and that
to
pot.
freeze.
Yeah, that pot will fill up like 7 or 8 of those. So then we got spaghetti sauce for days.
How about that?
Use it for lasagna, chicken parmesan, all kinds of stuff.
Mike says the proper term is stock pot. We like army
Stock
pot here.
Stock pot. Okay, all right, that's fine.
Oh,
That's
it's for
good.
stock. Okay, got it.
Chad says, "Yep, sugar and spaghetti sauce and chili."
Ah.
So yeah.
Oh, Chad says he does not clap when the plane lands, but he does thank the plane. That's nice. That's a nice gesture.
Byron said, "I don't eat around the edges of the sandwich, but I do eat pizza backwards because you're getting the best part of the pizza last, which is the center of the pizza."
Hard disagree. The best part is the crust. However, I would save that for last.
Kelly's a freak.
I am.
She eats the edges of the brownies, and
No, right. I throw out the middle. The middle goes in the trash.
you're an alien. Red Hot Chili Peppers on the Morning Blitz. Danny, California, your cue to call in to have your choice of tickets to see the Lonely Ones or go to the National Fishing Expo. Colt McLaughlin from Orient picked the National Fishing Expo. So you got a 4-pack of tickets to go check that out. Coming up February 7th through the 9th at the Ohio Expo Center in the Bricker Building. 250 plus vendors, 4 seminar stages, tons of pros and fishing experts telling you how to catch more fish, Kelly. Yep. Let's see. We will have another 4-pack of that. We still have the Lonely Ones tickets. I should say tomorrow we'll have another 4-pack of Fishing Show tickets, but we still have Lonely Ones tickets. We'll give those away coming up here in just a little bit. Kelly, the average American has not changed their pizza order in over 2 years.
Okay, that makes sense. You like what you like.
Yeah.
Pizza.
I'm one of them. Now I will eat, if I'm somewhere, there's a pizza party going on, whatever, I'll eat other pizza. But if I'm ordering pizza, I don't know the last time I did not order pepperoni, mushroom, and extra cheese. That is my pizza order every single time.
All right.
My wife Heather is pizza, pepperoni and black olive every time.
Okay.
It's been years since I can't even remember when I ordered something different for myself.
I think I love a veggie pizza, but
Okay.
it's a risk because not everyone does a good veggie pizza.
Very true.
So you got to find the right place to order your veggie pizza from. But I typically make pizza every Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that's
for
right.
us.
You make it at home.
And we have the same pizza every week. We have green bell pepper, purple onion, and turkey pepperoni.
You lost me at turkey pepper.
Yeah, it's really good. It's yummy.
I'll take your word for
You
it.
take my word for it. It's Hormel turkey pepperoni, and it's probably not any healthier than regular pepperoni, but we both like it, so we use it.
I like most places have the thin, round pepperoni. I like the ones that are not, but they're like the size of a $50 or even a silver dollar. You know what I'm talking about? Typical flat pepper. I like the ones that are not that wide, but they're thicker.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? You see them, not everybody
Thicker
has
cut?
them.
All right.
Yeah, a little thicker cut, not as wide, and they just cook up better. Oh my God, so much better. I don't know why. I have no idea. But this new poll came out, said the average American hasn't changed their pizza order in 2 years. And 14% of people have been eating the exact same pizza order for over 5 years. I'm one of them. And it says Midwesterners, specifically, in Ohio, have a reputation for being the least experimental people with food. And that is especially true with pizza.
I'm not adventurous at all when it comes to food. I like what I like, and especially if I'm in a restaurant, even a pizza place, I don't want to ruin my dinner. So I'm going to order what I know I like.
Right.
And
Okay.
because I have gone off course, I've veered off course and saw something, I thought, well, that sounds good. And then when it's not good, it's like, okay, well, now what? My dinner's no good. I'm not going to really eat much of it. And what have I done? What have I done to my evening? It really screwed things up. So
Yeah.
I like what I like.
I did, as far as the green pepper and the purple onion, I do like that on pizza, but I like it with the what they call the classic works, which is pepperoni, sausage, onion, green pepper, and banana peppers.
Oh, okay.
So that is a very, very good pizza, but I never order that just for myself.
May I say that for some weird reason, banana peppers make me choke.
Oh, really?
Do they ever make you choke?
Like the sliced rings?
Yeah, the rings, the banana pepper rings. Now, I used to throw them on salad, so maybe that's the difference, is it's like really in that tangy, like, juice. But I eat those banana peppers, and inevitably, they make me choke every single time. Why is that? Weird, eh? But I do love a banana pepper. I don't hate that order that you have. It sounds delish.
David Robb says, I don't have enough extra money to be buying food that I might not like.
Exactly.
I agree with you. I'm with you 100%, David.
Ryan from Lancaster said Hormel turkey pepperoni is the best. Just try it, Rick. Right. It is good. It really is. But it's the same thing for you. You know what you like. Why are you going to take a chance on something that you may not like, and then your dinner's ruined?
Yeah. Now, Cody's completely opposite. Cody says, I rarely get the same type of pizza twice in a row. All
right. Well, you should do a travel food show, Cody, because you're adventurous. That's nice.
Who's the dude goes around? He's got the online website. Oh, geez, I can't remember his name.
Diners, Drive-ins.
No, it's that's gonna drive me. Somebody will text it in.
Well, you can figure it out.
Yeah, but
somebody local.
No, he's famous. He's got a huge website.
Okay.
And he goes around and he'll pop into some just completely unexpected place and try their pizza.
Okay.
And it's always pizza.
It's always pizza.
Oh, my God.
You mean Dave Portnoy?
Yes, thank you, Dave Portnoy. Okay. Oh, my gosh. Terrible brain fart. Yeah, he's been here a couple times in the past month, and he was right down the road from us here at the Point Tavern.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they were kind of wondering if he might pop in, and I guess he did. So, if I remember reading the article correctly, he had good things to say about it. So, now this is an interesting order here. Jeff Riedling, he gets pizza with spinach, whole garlic, mushroom, capicola. Same order for the last 10 years.
Where are we ordering this very fancy, lovely pizza? I must know. It sounds delicious.
That's a gourmet pizza right there, I would say. So,
Tony says, I worked at Zero's Pizza in New Albany for 6 years before they moved. I can confirm our regulars never change their orders. That makes sense.
I think we're making Rachel hungry. She said we're killing her talking about the pizza toppings. I love you too. Happy Tuesday. Barstool Sports is what Portnoy. That's what I was trying to think of. So, cheese with extra cornmeal. That's very different. Doug said somebody needs to throw a milkshake at Dave Portnoy.
Oh no! It lives with you for life. I would never wish that upon anyone. I've lived with that since 1981.
Bush on the Morning Blitz. It is 8:52 with Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick, and we've done Mike and Kelly. He said he's got to have pizza for lunch now. Going to head up to Cheshire Market at Alum Creek.
All right.
You ever had pizza from there?
I have not.
That is some good pizza. It's right there, Africa Road in Cheshire corner. They sell it. You can get night crawlers and minnows, or you can get a whole fresh hot pizza.
Oh boy, that's okay.
They'd probably even put night crawlers on your pizza if you wanted it. You probably
Is it in the same area? Like, am I going to be smelling worms?
No. They're exactly opposite sides.
Okay.
Yes, actually, completely opposite sides.
This person texted in, Christie's Pizza has the best veggie pizza, which I am absolutely willing to try. It looks like they're sort of south of Columbus. So I will, next time I'm down in Amanda visiting my friend, I'm going to try Christie's Veggie Pizza. Yum. Big Meech said, Thick, have you ever tried Pizza House?
Isn't that on Sinclair Road, up the road from where Alrosa was, I believe? Yes, I have.
Yes, it's on Lincoln, I think, off Sinclair.
Okay,
yeah.
Yes. That is... Rick Catella owned the Alrosa Villa. His sister owns Pizza House.
Oh, how about that?
Yes, Diane Catella.
I did not know that.
Owns the Pizza House, yeah. We did a long time ago. We had Who's Got the Best Cold Pizza, like the next day pizza, and they won. Pizza House won.
Nice.
I remember that. That was years and years ago. But all right, so this Michigan fan, happened to bump into Ryan Day and want to get a picture with him. Want to try to get Ryan Day to do a selfie with him. You know, he didn't have any Michigan gear on, so Ryan had no idea he was a Michigan fan. And Ryan was nice enough to stop and look up at his phone where he was, doing the selfie with the two of them. But he was rolling video, and then he said this right next to Ryan Day.
Go Blue, baby. 4-0. 4-0. Let's go Blue, baby.
And Ryan just walked away.
Yeah, he was a good sport about it, though. He smiled.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, all right, you got me.
Jerk. You're a jerk.
Nah. Yeah, I don't know. I'd do the same thing if I saw Jim Harbaugh. I'd be like, hey, can I get a picture? And I'd be like, how's it feel to be a cheater, you mother?
I would, too. You're right. I would do it, too. I would.
I don't have enough nerve to actually do it. I talk a big talk, but I cannot walk the walk.
That's great. Well, ask that Michigan fan. How many games did you get to watch Michigan play in January? Oh, none.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, they're trying to put a huge solar farm in Fairfield County. It would be about a 1,500-acre project in Walnut Township, 900 acres of which would be solar panels. And last night, hundreds of residents sat through 4 hours of testimony in a public hearing. You have to be committed to giving your opinion on this thing. 4 hours on a Monday night. But it is important. That's these people's, farmers and livelihood and, people who are passionate about the solar panel project and people who are really against it. Those in favor say that it would create jobs, it would generate revenue for schools and boost the local economy. Those against it say it uses up prime farmland and poses a threat to local farmers. Although there are some sheep farmers down there who are into it. I guess they will use sheep to maintain the land or something. I don't know, because they're not goats, so I don't kind of get it where it comes to sheep. Maybe you guys can tell me. Yeah, I guess
like grazing.
I guess grazing.
And maybe
that's how I read it. I saw part of the meeting last night. Trust me, I didn't sit through 4 hours of it, just the highlights. And they were like, "Oh, we're sheep farmers and we're excited. I guess you can maybe lease out your sheep or something." I don't really know, dude. But something with sheep and it being thumbs up. Yeah.
Somebody will tell us.
Yeah. All right. President Trump last night discussed a possible deal for Microsoft to buy TikTok. He was speaking with reporters by phone from Air Force One. He was asked whether Microsoft was in discussions to acquire TikTok. And Trump said, quote, "I would say yes. A lot of interest in TikTok. There's great interest there." When asked whether he liked the idea of maybe a bidding war happening for the app, Trump said, "I like bidding wars because you make your best deal that way." Microsoft, by the way, worth more than $3 trillion, so buying TikTok would be pocket change for Microsoft. At I guess it's said to be worth an estimated $50 billion. So.
Oh, really? That's it? Oh, I thought it was more than that.
Well, they said depending on how much the algorithm would cost, which is what the priciest part of that whole thing would be, it could be way past $50 billion.
Yeah, and I read something, and I don't know if you know this, Kelly, and if you don't, it's fine, we can just move on, but something about China, like the country owning the rights to the algorithm of TikTok and not being able to, nobody's allowed to sell the algorithm or something.
Yeah,
like
I don't
that.
think the algorithm would be included in a sale.
Okay.
That's what I'm
all right, so that's what it,
well.
all right, okay.
Yeah.
So I did hear right.
Yes. Tickets for Super Bowl 59, cheaper than last year's big game, but they're still some of the most expensive in Super Bowl history. This year, we'll see the Philadelphia Eagles face off against the Kansas City Chiefs in New Orleans. This is Thick Rick's absolute nightmare of a rematch.
I hate it. Everybody hates it.
So this could be the Chiefs' third Super Bowl win in a row.
First
if
time.
they win.
First time it ever happened. The team won 3 in a row.
Do you think it'll happen?
I don't. Like I said, and I would rather the Chiefs win because, there's no team I hate more than the Eagles. But if I'm betting money, I'm betting it on the Eagles. It's just, I think they're the best team, the best offensive line in the game, the best defense in the game, and the best running back. Saquon Barkley is just incredible.
Average ticket prices are about $8,000 a piece.
Yeah.
Now,
tell us again how much you care about your fans, NFL, because that kind of crap pisses me off.
I want to say that I know how much you hate Philadelphia fans, and after the Eagles won the NFC Championship, they had significant crime incidents afterwards.
Oh, yeah, I
2
saw.
shootings, a stabbing, and a car crash that injured multiple pedestrians. That's what happened in Philadelphia.
Some of you like to celebrate in a weird way, man. I don't get it, but, you know, and look, you know what? We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen right here.
Yeah.
You know, after beating Michigan.
I guess I've never felt like, hey, let's go out and do some stabbings.
I know. I don't get it.
We won a game.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure alcohol is involved. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, you're going to the Super Bowl. I'm going to stab somebody. No. Yeah. I don't think anybody wakes up with that intent.
Right. All right. Those are your three things.